Hey, how's it going? This is Business Blues and Booze. I'm Jordan.
I'm Lewis.
And I'm the special guest, Ben.
Yes, he is. So Ben is a Ohio Wesleyan graduate, right?
I sure am, and I'll be taking my talents to Northeast Ohio Medical University this fall. I'll be a medical student, and I'm planning to get a dual degree in public health as well.
Oh, wow. Very interesting. So jumping into the
Good
podcast
job.
today, we have a song recommendation. We're going to be starting with switching up the order a little bit. This will be kind of in lieu of the pandemic. It is Don't Stand So Close to Me by the Police. So this song was written in 1980, of September of 1980, and it was written by Sting, who is the bassist and typically the singer in every Police song. So, yeah, we kind of thought that was a
How
little
does the song go?
relevant.
This song-
I'm not going to sing it. All right, moving on. So first up, we're going to be talking about streaming. So streaming is something that we always talk about quite a lot. And so kind of with that, there's a lot of services that are coming out and some services that we've recommended. So, I mean, Lewis, let's hear it. What are all the streaming services?
All right, so number one, we're going to go over three today, and they'll be focused in the analysis. But number one is Peacock, which soft launched in April for Comcast Xfinity users, and will be launching July 15th, I believe, for everyone else as of right now.
I think you're right on that.
So, yes. So my opinion right now is no.
Boo. I do like that it's supposed to be freemium, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll talk about those premiums. HBO Max dropping May 27th. If you pre-order now, you can actually get it's $15 a month, so you can actually get it for $12 a month for right now for the first year, which is a good deal.
For the first year.
But I'm still gonna, for a whole year, you can get the lower monthly fee if you sign up now. The pre-order bonus. It's like getting the $90 version of NBA 2K20. So I'm gonna give it a thumbs up temporarily, and then we'll affirm it after. We'll talk about it after it launches. But I'm gonna give it a premeditated thumbs up.
I like the sound of that.
And then the last one is Quibi, which we've both talked about before. They've been out for about a month and a half now, and I'm gonna give mine a very strong thumbs down as of now.
Yeah. We'll talk about this later. We anticipated it quite a lot. I talked to Ben quite a lot about it and recommended it. Started off really strong, but I think I'm going to give it a sideways thumb. You know, I'm not sold, but I'm not giving up yet. So we'll talk about that in the analysis.
I gave up.
You gave up. You're like, I'm out of here. Forget it.
I still have it because it's free until July, but I don't care about it.
Yeah. I saw a bunch of new stuff and it was like, hey, how to cancel your Quibi. And I was like, oh God, this must not be doing well.
I can't wait.
Can't wait.
But yes, that's the streaming part. We'll talk about that later in the analysis.
So kind of coming on with that, one of the big streamers is Amazon Prime. So Amazon Prime Video is actually coming out right now and they're offering movies that were like, what was it? Trolls World Tour, I think is the name of it. I've never seen it, obviously. If you guys want it, that's cool. It's not my thing.
That's the movie you want to talk about from Amazon Prime Cinema? Trolls World Tour?
Wow.
I would have talked about Scoob. Scoob's coming out.
But Scoob's also on Apple TV Plus right now. That is on Apple TV Plus. If you have that, it's free. I think it's live right now. I'm definitely going to.
There's no way. It's free on.
I swear,
dude.
On Apple TV
All
Plus.
right, I'll check after this. I'll check in between segments.
Yep, in between. Well, good joke. So Amazon Prime is offering movies that were in theaters that because of this pandemic, they didn't have a chance to have their full launch. They're launching them early on Amazon Prime Video. A few others are doing that, but that's something really interesting from Amazon, and I think a few other like iTunes or Apple is going to start doing that as well, as we just talked about. So kind of moving off of streaming and Amazon, we're kind of be moving into another section of Amazon. So Amazon is, this behemoth of a company. And right now they're slowly transitioning every way they go. And they're kind of in every type of business right now. And so there was a article maybe 2 years ago saying that Amazon was going to be moving into healthcare. And that was kind of scary for a lot of people because at the time Amazon was getting some pretty heavy bad press in terms of they shouldn't really be that involved. They're kind of becoming too big. Maybe not a monopoly, but they're coming, pretty much a dominant in every market they go into. So people are afraid of healthcare because it's such a scary industry as it is. So Amazon right now has kind of made the first, I would almost say, a trial into that. So they right now have Amazon Pharmacy, and this is pretty new, and there's not too much marketing for it. But basically, if anybody has ever heard of, I think it's Pfizer. So they're a pharmaceutical company, and they have like well, they're huge, and they're one of the largest pharmaceutical companies in the world. They're supplying a bunch of these vitamins and pills that many people take. So there's other companies that do your personalized bag. So you say like, this is my lifestyle. This is like what hurts. And they send you a bag, and you rip open the bag every day and you take the pills in it. Sounds a little freaky, to be completely honest. It sounds a little like, I don't know. But Amazon is taking that exact same business model. So now you can go on Amazon Pharmacy, and you can get your vitamins and your pills and everything right from there. And they send you like 7 plastic little baggies, basically. And you would rip open the bag, and you would take the vitamins every day. And they're labeled every day. It would say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or whatever. So it's not that scary right now, but it's kind of scary that they are moving into this field at all. And we'll talk more about that later in the analysis.
I do want to say really quick, I thought you were going to more talk about the Amazon Care app, which I would say
go for it. That's perfect.
I just wanted to say really quick, I pull up a site. It's very well made site. Obviously, they have good people there at Amazon to make this stuff, but it's very in depth. I mean, what?
I said good people there at Amazon.
Yeah, could have been me.
Could have been you. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's in depth, and I would say it's essentially, if I were to compare it to something, it's like QuickBooks, or not QuickBooks. I'm sorry. I'd say Rocket Mortgage for healthcare. The way that it looks, because they're going to be your health. I don't know if they're your healthcare provider, but you get a clinician through the app that you talk to, which is kind of like the same idea as Rocket Loans or whatever those companies are. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. How you can connect to a CPA, you connect to a clinician through the app, so you can have your doctor's appointment on your phone, which right now is like, whoa.
That is a good idea.
I think that's
We'll talk about.
We can get into
that more.
But I want to bring it up.
No, that's a really good point to bring up. And now, kind of something we want to introduce. Ben is going to do a little kind of same deal, a summary of what he's going to be talking more in depth of. So Ben, go ahead, take it away.
Yeah, so I also have some comments that I'll be making later on about Amazon Care and kind of the direction of telemedicine as one of the fundamental byproducts that has come out of this pandemic. But ultimately, I'm going to talk about how social distancing has changed our lives, sort of the goal of it, and how effective it's been in terms of producing treatments and a potential vaccine. So, of course, more on that later, but happy to be here and happy to talk on it. Thank you.
Yeah. So kind of, just a real quick, what kind of have you thought of the coronavirus trajectory so far? Kind of, do you in short, do you agree that we should be, like Lewis talked about, that they're opening up some schools? Do you think it is safe to be opening up partially right now?
At this point, yes and no. It depends on how you look at it, because there are always two sides of every coin, right? And from the public health perspective, I don't think it's necessarily the right call. And a lot of leading public health officials in the CDC across the globe, everywhere you look, have recommended that we should be seeing a 2-week decline in the number of cases, which is a bigger scale to essentially flattening the curve. And we've not seen that at all. We see that social distancing has been effective to some degree, but ultimately the curve is still not flat. So opening up is really a byproduct of the economy needing to be re-stimulated. So I think it'll be interesting to see what comes out of all this, but I'm certainly cautious about reopening. And it's a little too early to develop contingency plans, especially for children going to school in the fall.
And I mean, we'll talk about this in the analysis, but with colleges, it's going to be a very different economy and a very different education system overall, kind of when when that starts back up. But we'll cover more on that later. Boys. What
And
do you
I have a follow-up economist to
Oh,
talk about how some respondents, from the perspective of psychologists, psychiatrists, people that work in schools and students, so all responded to that article that I brought up. So I'd like to talk about that briefly in the analysis as well.
I like it. What are you drinking, boys?
Is this a recommendation or just what we're drinking right now?
What are you drinking right now?
Bud Light.
Got a little taste of summer here today with Line and Kugel's famous summer shandy.
Classic.
Summer drink.
And this can will be my recommendation in the analysis. I'll make it go fast really
Bud
quick.
Light.
This is what it is.
You'll
find out later what that was.
As well, or
Oh my. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much. I'm Jordan.
I'm Lewis.
and I'm Ben.
Oh wait, I got to talk about a book. I'm talking about a book in the analysis too. Digital minimalism.
It's called, Lewis.
Digital minimalism.
That's a really minimalist summary of your book there.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about it. No, so it's written by Cal Newport. I also have his book Deep Work, and I'm looking into that too. He's all about, it doesn't really work now, so it's kind of fun to talk about it now. But basically, really quick, it is about how to reduce your usage of social medias and use them in a productive way, or connect with people in a productive way to ultimately the in-person talking on the phone conversations are what you want. You don't want the texting as much. You don't want the social media like messaging feed that you have in your life. Minimize the addiction is his thing. So I'll talk about that.
Very interesting for this time period. I can't wait to hear more about it.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, guys. Well, we're Business Blues and Booze, and if you guys want to hear more about the topics we've talked about, feel free to check out our analysis. Check us out on YouTube. It's the same name as you see all of us have, Business Blues and Booze. Just look that up.
Mm-hmm.
Our logo is the same on it, so you guys can look for that. So look forward to talking to you guys soon. And if not, next week we have a special guest talking about cryptocurrency. So stay tuned for that as well. So see you soon.